MG Basketball provides a coaching and championship culture building platform that will provide knowledge, insight, and the best teaching concepts. Yesterday, we talked about skill development. Today, we're going to talk about player development. Many people view both as one and the same. However, they are not. When a parent entrusts their son or daughter to us, we have a responsibility to own what we are teaching and to live the values we are promoting. Wayne Dyer, who's an inspirational speaker, put it like this: I can't give away what I don't already have. Nothing is more disingenuous than a leader, or any person for that matter, that makes a promise no matter the product or service and does not come through. So when I'm pushing core values of character, toughness, and talent, I better live them. Say what you do what you say. Let's look at the blueprint or the plan in place. Number one, what do you want? The player has got to have a feel for whether he just wants to work out or he wants the skill development, or does he want player development. Skill training is movement based rather than situational based. This is the biggest problem with many skill training curriculums that are used by skilled trainers. Player development is more comprehensive and holistic in its approach. Considerations are not just skill or movement based drills to improve skills, but pay special attention to personal aspects of the player. Number two, specific areas to improve or address. Another way of saying it is be great at what you're good at. You got to know what your game is. Do you know where to start? Do you know what your go to move is in the post or on the perimeter? Do you know what your counter move is if you're a post player or if you're a guard or perimeter player? Number three, be great at what happens a lot. Here are some things that happen a lot: passing, dribbling, shooting, body ball movement. Okay, the drills that will address that: Chris Paul, dribble moves, four cone pullback, for a few. For a post player, block, tuck, read, your shooter opposite post, the ball is thrown into you, and you chin it, look, fan. That's another way of saying it. Pivots and rips happen a lot. And finishing, like the Mikan series, is good for that. Um, we can't be good at everything, but we can be good at two or three things and then sharpen the things that we maybe are not as strong at doing. That represents the question of what do you want to improve? Number four, why a plan? Because it increases productivity and it makes the player intentional about what he's doing. When it comes to player development and you're trying to decide on who to go with, look at the differences instead of the similarities. For instance, we do our combo cone work in threes. It's like resistance training in track and field or in the weight room. With the big ball, it's a straight line drive. With the heavy ball, it's a euro. With the regular ball, it's a pull up in the paint, a pull up J in the paint at the logo. Here are 5 player development absolutes. Number 1, left hand, right leg. Right hand, left leg. Mike and series, Chris Paul, 4 cone pullback, all address those. Number 2, inside hand. 10-pack is a drill that we run. It's a series of 5 shots, 5 layups, and one of them is the inside hand. Number 3, reverse layup. We have a series of 5 shots. We call it Sigma because Jack Sigma, old school player, had a great knack of being able to start on one side of the floor and finish under the basket on the other side. Number 4, 2-foot power. For a post, we call it basic moves or Mike and series. And number 5, shooting. Can't ever be too good of a shooter. This is addressed for post players in basic moves, and for perimeter players in pre-practice shooting. 5 player non-negotiables. In other words, these are things that will close the gap on your competitors or the guys that are above you. Number 1, academics. No matter how good you are right now, challenge yourself to be better. It just gives you more opportunities. There are only 24 hours in a day. If something is to suffer, it will be the social aspect of your life. Number 2, character. Be where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And return your text messages. And I'm an example, one of our former players at Rice, Mike Wilkes, is on the bench at OKC. The GM there had a chance between 2 players in the G League. He chose the one who returned text messages the soonest. Sometimes it just comes down to that. You have to do this if you want to close the margin between you and other talented players. For that one guy who returned text messages, it worked. Number 3, toughness. When you're where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing, grind for success. We used to say GFS. Class, weights, study table, practice. This will set you apart. Number 4, talent. That's using your talents to make your teammates and coaches better, the people around you better. And number 5, social. Proper diet, sleep habits, hydration. This is Marty Gross for MG Basketball, nothing but net.